Have you ever noticed how the words you repeat in quiet moments begin to shape the direction of your life? Have you become aware that what you say consistently becomes what you eventually believe deeply? Have you considered that your confessions are not empty sounds, but forces that are either building you or breaking you? There is a silent process unfolding within you every day. It does not ask for your permission. It simply responds to what you keep affirming. Your life is moving in the direction of your dominant words. Not just the words you speak loudly, but the words you whisper within your own heart. Every thought repeated becomes a belief. Every belief expressed becomes an affirmation. And every affirmation begins to shape your reality. You are never neutral in your speech. You are either constructing faith or reinforcing doubt. You are either opening a door or quietly closing one. An affirmation is more than language. It is a spiritual agreement. It is the outward expression of what you accept as truth. When you affirm weakness, you authorize it to remain. When you affirm fear, you give it space to grow. But when you affirm the word, you invite divine life into your situation. The word is not distant. It is not powerless. It is not waiting to become true. It is already true. It is already alive. It is already filled with the authority of God Himself. To affirm the word is to stand on something unshakable. It is to lean on a foundation that cannot collapse. It is to align your voice with eternal truth. Pause and reflect on this deeply. If the word cannot be broken, then every promise carries unchanging certainty, and if that word is one with God, then your trust in it is not misplaced. It is anchored in His very nature. This means your confession matters more than you realize, because your words reveal what you truly believe, and what you believe shapes what you expect. When your words begin to agree with the word, something powerful begins to happen. Your faith is no longer weak or uncertain. It becomes steady, it becomes bold, it becomes rooted in something greater than feeling. You are no longer trying to create reality. You are stepping into what already exists. You are aligning with what has already been spoken. This is where many struggle. They think faith is an effort. They think faith is trying harder. But faith is not strain. Faith is agreement. Faith is resting in what God has already declared. Look at Abraham carefully. He stood in a place where everything visible contradicted the promise. His body spoke one story, time spoke another. Circumstances declared impossibility. Yet he chose to affirm something higher. He counted God faithful. He declared that what was promised would come to pass, and that declaration shaped his reality. Strength returned where weakness had ruled. Life replaced what seemed dead, and the impossible bowed before the word. This was not denial. This was not imagination. This was alignment with divine truth. Now bring this closer to your own life. What are you saying when things do not change? What are you declaring when pressure increases? Because your response reveals your belief, and your belief directs your life. Many unknowingly speak against themselves. They confess lack as though it were permanent. They speak failure until it becomes familiar. They say they cannot. They say they are weak. They say things will never change, and slowly those words begin to shape their inner world. Confidence fades, clarity disappears, energy weakens, and doubt takes a deeper hold. Your own voice has power over you. It can lift you or limit you. It can strengthen you or silently weaken you. If you constantly declare inability, your mind begins to accept it as truth. If you repeat fear, your heart begins to believe it. But there is another path, a path that rises above sense knowledge, a path that is built on the word. You can begin to say what God has said, not because you feel it, but because it is true. You can begin softly, even if your voice feels uncertain, even if doubt tries to interrupt. You can say, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," and let that truth settle within you. At first it may seem small, almost insignificant, But repetition gives it strength, consistency gives it depth, and soon it begins to dominate your thinking. You move from saying it occasionally, to believing it deeply, to living it naturally. This is how faith grows, not by force, but by continual agreement with the Word. You are not denying your situation. You are declaring something greater than it. You are choosing a higher authority. Faith does not ignore reality. Faith redefines it through the Word. Faith sees beyond what is visible. And here is a powerful truth. Faith does not try to get something. Faith recognizes that it already has. When faith speaks, it does not say, "I am hoping." It says, "I have received." It does not beg. It gives thanks. It stands in assurance. Many continue striving because they misunderstand this. They keep trying to receive what has already been given. They keep reaching for what is already theirs. But faith rests. Faith thanks. Faith stands. Faith says, "Thank you, Father," not because everything is visible yet, but because the Word has already settled it. There is a difference between human affirmations and divine affirmations. One is rooted in personal effort. The other is rooted in God's Word. When you rely on yourself, your words are limited by your strength. Your confidence rises and falls. But when your words are rooted in the Word, they carry divine backing. They are supported by heaven itself. Now consider this carefully. If His Word abides in you, then your words begin to reflect His authority. You are no longer speaking alone. You are speaking in agreement with Him. You are releasing what He has already declared. This gives you a new position, a new confidence, a new awareness. You begin to see yourself differently, not as weak, not as defeated, but as one who is connected to an unchanging source. When you say God is your strength, you are not exaggerating. You are acknowledging reality. When you declare that no enemy can stand against you, you are not ignoring challenges. You are declaring their limitation. This changes how you live. This changes how you respond. This changes how you think. You begin to act on the Word, not because you are forced to, but because you trust it. Acting on the Word is faith. Simple, direct, and powerful. It is responding as though it is already true. You do not try to make it true. You do not struggle to believe it. You act on it because it is true, and as you act, something begins to shift within you. Confidence replaces hesitation. Clarity replaces confusion. Peace replaces fear. The Word begins to live in you not as knowledge, but as experience. It becomes part of your thinking, part of your speaking, part of your daily life. You draw from it without effort. You respond from it without hesitation. You live through it without fear, and suddenly you realize you are no longer depending on your own strength. You are drawing from something greater. You are sharing in His ability. You are walking in His strength. You are living in His provision. This is the life of faith, not distant, not unreachable, but practical, daily, real. So now pause and consider. What are you affirming right now? What words are shaping your tomorrow? Are you building faith, or are you reinforcing doubt? Are your words aligned with the Word, or are they echoing your circumstances? Because your life will follow your confession, your direction will follow your agreement. And here is the deeper challenge. Will you continue to speak what you feel? Or will you begin to declare what God has said? Will you allow your circumstances to define your words? Or will you allow the Word to redefine your circumstances? Because the path you choose will determine the strength of your faith and the direction of your life. And in the quiet moments ahead, when no one else hears you, your words will still be speaking. The question is, what will they be building within you? And what kind of life will they create?